Donald Trump's arbitrariness is proving Vladimir Lenin right. Imagine, a man sitting on the most powerful chair in the world, whose every word can shake the entire global economy. A single signature from his pen can alter trade worth billions of dollars. And now, that very man has suddenly begun making decisions that not only go against his earlier promises, but seem as if, in some invisible game of chess, he keeps switching his pieces again and again. This is the story of US President Donald Trump. A story where promises of friendship with India have now turned into weapons of economic pressure against it. And in this entire script, the old ideas of Russia, Pakistan, China, and even Vladimir Lenin seem to echo somewhere in the background. Today, we will dive deep into this topic. But before that, if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe so you get all our latest video updates first. So, without any delay, let's begin today's discussion. You should know that during his first term, Trump was seen in India as a pro-India leader. His speeches, his visit to India, and the images of him sharing the stage with Prime Minister Modi created a sense of trust in the hearts of Indians. But as soon as he took office for his second term, the picture began to change. Especially during Operation Sindoor, when India was expecting the US to put pressure on Pakistan, the Trump administration instead helped Pakistan secure billions of dollars in loans from the World Bank. This was the SAM Pakistan with which India's tensions were at their peak. After Operation Sindoor was put on hold, Trump stirred another controversy. He repeatedly claimed that it was he who had brokered a ceasefire between two nuclear-armed nations. For the people of India, this statement was uncomfortable, because India saw it as the success of its own military and diplomatic efforts, not the result of outside mediation. And as if that weren't enough, Trump invited Pakistani Army Chief Asim Munir to the White House and welcomed him warmly. In India, this move was seen as a form of diplomatic insult. When the leader of a country honors the military chief of a nation with which you are in conflict, it is no longer just a protocol meeting, it becomes a message. And that message was clear. Trump was now willing to stand publicly alongside Pakistan, not just India. Then came the economic weapon. Trump announced that Indian products exported to the US would face a 25% tariff. And even before it could take effect on August 7th, he declared that from August 27, this rate would increase to 50%. This meant the US market would become even more expensive for India, creating bigger challenges for Indian exporters and delivering a heavy blow to Indian industry. However, this approach was nothing new for Trump. During his first presidential campaign, controversies from his personal life, allegations about his behavior with women, and photos and videos published in the media had given him a playboy image. After becoming president for the first time, and later losing to Joe Biden, his old controversies resurfaced. In one case, he was found guilty by US court of paying money to silence a woman. This case was ongoing during the election, and in the midst of it, he won the presidency again. But after coming to power the second time, his playboy streak took on a new form, an economic playboy style. Now his game was to suddenly impose tariffs on countries, double or triple the rates, and then use negotiations to get his way. His tariff war with China resembled the bargaining of a vegetable market. First raise the price, then haggle, and finally seal the deal on his own terms. US Congressman Gregory Meeks called it a tariff tantrum, a kind of rage that's actually a method of applying pressure. But this time, Trump's tantrum revealed another truth, that America's free trade slogan holds only as long as it serves its own interests. The moment its political or strategic interests are challenged, it changes the rules. Trump openly stated that he was raising tariffs because India was buying crude oil from Russia. This is the Sam Trump who once claimed he could end the Russia-Ukraine war in a snap. Now, when Russia has not stopped its military action, he is putting the blame on India, as if India's support for Russia is prolonging the war. In reality, The backdrop of the Russia-Ukraine conflict lies in NATO's expansionist approach and the dominance of the US and Europe. Putin has repeatedly said that NATO's eastward expansion is the reason for his actions. But when Russia refused to bow to US-European pressure, Trump chose not to attack Russia directly. Instead, he opted to twist India's arm, using oil as the pretext. This raises a big question. Is free trade just a facade? Forcing a third country to choose sides in a conflict between two other nations, can that really be called free trade? A large share of the world's energy depends on oil, and the US itself has banned oil exports from several countries, such as Venezuela and Iran. China too recently blocked exports of rare earth materials to India, a move that was political, not economic. In other words, the rest of the world is forced to trade according to the political decisions of powerful nations. So how can this be called free trade? This controversy also makes it clear that the US wants India to open its market for American agricultural and dairy products. But India's agriculture and dairy sector provides employment to millions of people. If this sector is opened to US companies, the livelihoods of India's farmers and dairy workers could be at serious risk. In this situation, India faces a dilemma. Either continue trading with Russia for cheap oil and bear US tariffs, or bow to American pressure and open its market, which would hurt domestic production. And this is where Vladimir Lenin's words become relevant. He once said that capitalism is the highest stage of imperialism, where a handful of developed nations maintain economic and political control over the majority of the world's people. They divide the world among themselves, and when they clash, they drag the entire world into their conflict. Trump's stance only reinforces this theory. For decades, the US has projected itself as a champion of free trade, but Trump's decisions show that free trade is merely a diplomatic strategy, designed so that powerful countries can exploit the resources of weaker nations. In the past, this was done quietly. Now Trump is doing it openly. As if to say, why play the power game in secret when you can flaunt it in the open? Perhaps that's why Lenin's ideas are once again being discussed today. And the world is asking whether this is truly the real face of capitalism, the one we are now witnessing in Trump's actions.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources, news from various news agencies, opinion polls and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.